y'all. Okay, so I wore my emotional support hoodie today because I'm not getting jacked up like I did this last one with the Michael Jackson. No, I need comfort. Thank you. What is up, warriors? Welcome back to my channel. What it be like? What it do? I'm very excited, kind of, about this video. We're doing another unpopular opinions. We did one for music last time, and my goodness. Lots of things were said, lots of opinions. Some I agreed with, some I would burn at the stake. I don't expect today to be any different. We're doing it again, because y'all liked it the last time and I liked it too. The trolling considered, because some of y'all after the fact said and came clean and said you ain't mean what you put up in there, you just wanted to piss me off. So I got my guards on today with that too, because y'all not gonna get me angry like that again. My goodness, but we're doing Unpopular Opinions movie and TV edition this time. If you guys have ideas for unpopular opinions, these are all written and selected and sent in by my Patreon people. I love you so much. Thank you for supporting me. Yeah, y'all went in again. I haven't read these. I'm nervous but excited, so I'm not gonna hold y'all up any longer. Let's get into the reactions. It's not a reaction though. Let's get into the unpopular opinions.
Let's go!
Yes, like I said, if you have any suggestions of other categories we should do, drop them in the comments below. We're looking, we're watching, we're grabbing the most popular ones. So like the ones that you like too. Okay, let's do this. Up first, actors, in all caps this is. Put down the fillers, Botox, and facelifts. You look like purge masks and you can't emote properly anymore, which is literally your job. And while we're at it, add veneers in there too. Okay, I'm tired of seeing chiclets on my screen every time you open your mouth. Enough. Well then, I thought chiclets are small teeth, baby. I think you meant another word there. But yes, I get the sentiment. I've always felt weird about this only because, okay, first and foremost, I think people need to leave people like Zac Efron alone. He got into a whole car accident and needed facial reconstructive surgery. They did the best that they can. I want them to leave him alone. Like, that actually bothers me. They did what they could and that was out of his control. The choices to do it though, we all know that Hollywood has its own beauty standard that they like to adhere to. Is first it was the buccal fat, where they taking the life out of people's faces and they just look all, you know, on the cheek area. I don't know where that trend came from, but I understand this. It actually makes me a little sad because I'm like, you know, once you in there, and Hollywood is very small, so you feel the need to conform sometimes. Depending on what your self-esteem is looking like and who you got around you, it can be very easy to fall into that hole and think you need to change what God gave you. And you don't, yeah. But the emoting part is crazy though, yeah, because if I can't feel the sadness because your eyebrows can't lift that. I understand. I understand the sake. Okay, moving on. Oh, that's okay, dog. The Office is ass. No further explanation. I'm gonna need one because depending on your humor or lack thereof, The Office might not be for you. Admittedly, the first season was trash. I'll give you that. The first season of the American Office, down drain. Didn't really enjoy it. A couple of gems in there, but other than that, they tried to commit to the whole British energy of it, and that humor just don't work over here. So yeah, they switched it and cleaned it up. Listen, I love The Office, so I do take this a little bit personally. My favorite episodes of The Office, I'll tell you everything about me, is Scott's Tots and Dinner Party. Those are my favorite episodes of The Office, okay? They just do cringe so well. It's so good. And it really made me fall in love with like the mockumentary style of filming and TV shows, which leads to stuff like Abbott Elementary and other shows that have that like style. I love The Office. Explain yourself. I do want a little bit of a further explanation. What do you find funny? What do you find funny? Because personally, I find it funny somebody baking and making chili for 7 hours and then coming in and immediately dropping it on the floor. I think that is hilarious. I think that's funny. But you know, you're entitled to your opinion. Next. We need more animated adult films that aren't just crash toilet humor for toilet humor's sake, okay? I don't know, straight white boys, you've hogged that genre for way too long. Hand it over to someone who doesn't just use slurs as punchlines. Fair enough. No notes, like that. Next, many black comedians aren't actually funny, they're just loud. Oh. Admittedly, I will say I don't watch that much stand-up. Unfortunately, my frame of reference for stand-up comedians are not of this time. I'm thinking like Cat Williams and Monique when she was doing stand-up, and like, you know, the OGs. I don't really know who's doing stand-up and like comedy like that right now. If y'all know any good black comedians, drop them in the comments. I'm thinking of like Instagram comedians, like people that I find hilarious online. He gets on my last nerve, but please acknowledge Drewski. I'm sorry, you have to acknowledge the budget and the work that he is putting into his social commentary. I think is pretty smart and very honest. And my God, who is painting this man white? You know, I appreciate what he does, but as far as like stand-up comedians, I don't know. You might be right. Shoot, she might be correct. All right, moving along. Meryl Streep isn't that good. Well, wait. Wait, okay, so, listen to me. Oh, wow, listen to me. Has anybody seen the movie Doubt? Okay, this stars Meryl Streep and Viola Davis is in this as well. They have a scene together. I'm not gonna give you like the whole synopsis of the movie, but Meryl Streep is a nun and Viola Davis is a parent of a son who goes to their school that Meryl Streep teaches at. They had a scene together, and when I tell you, first of all, it was a masterclass in acting on both of their fronts, but Viola like cleared her in a way that I haven't really seen Meryl Streep be cleared acting wise. And I was like, yeah. And I feel like Viola has talked about this in maybe one or two interviews as far as the way that she is treated and the way that she has to work for everything that she gets in Hollywood, where certain people and actors of different hues, you know, get roles handed to them and they just don't have to do as much. They don't have to work as hard. And she made excellent points about the career that she's had and just the incredible acting that she's put on display over the years, and that nobody would question a Meryl Streep if she wanted a role. They just give it to her. Whereas with Viola, it's processes and, you know, different things like that. So I do think that Meryl Streep is a great actress. I do think that she has many roles that I really, really enjoy her in. Death Becomes Her. I found that movie so late, but my goodness, love that. Obviously, The Devil Wears Prada, all of those things. Doubt is a really good movie. Very emotional, but very good movie. Meryl's cool. Meryl's cool, but isn't that good is like, who do you think is a better actress than Meryl Streep, or on the same level rather? Because I feel like acting wise, Viola and Meryl Streep are like, they're here. If not Viola being like a little bit, you know what I mean? But yeah, who's on par? If you can give me that, I'd like to know. Alrighty, next. Not liking musicals and romance movies / shows is an extreme character flaw. I'm with you on musicals, not so much the romance movies and shows. Yeah, I feel, for me personally, because I feel like everybody knows this about me, I appreciate love. I appreciate it realistically though. Heartstopper got me in a way that I did not think it would. That was the first time I watched like a romance type centered show and genuinely enjoyed it and didn't cringe within an inch of my life. There's a way to do romance that I feel like, you know, it could go up, it could be good. I'm not gonna naturally gravitate to that though. But musicals? Boots! Damn, you know, we enjoy musicals. We appreciate the art of theater. I'm not gonna do it again in this one because I did it in the last one. Roll the clip. Theater is the hardest art form. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. You can get in the studio and you can re-record that line. You can do a different take of that TV show, a different take in a movie. Theater is one shot. That's all you got. Hit the stage and do what needs to be done, and then leave, and then come back and do it 8 more nights. Twice a day on 2 show days. And you better give it everything you got at that matinee. Yeah, everything I said again, you know? So if people don't like musicals, 9 times out of 10 in my head, I feel like, you know, this could be so wrong, and you know, projection, whatever, I don't care. Can you sing? Do you want to sing and feel like you can't? Because why don't you like musicals? No shade. Is it the structure of it? Some people don't like the stopping and starting, the stopping and starting. They're like, if you're gonna sing, just sing it. A la Les Miserables, or like any show that sung through Hamilton. But the stopping for the dialogue and the singing sometimes can throw people off. If that's you, then sure, that's fine. Get into the story though. Give it a chance. Okay, I'm sorry. Everyone, there's a musical for everybody. I stand by that. So many people that I know personally, it's like, oh, I don't like musicals. And then they find that one that they just bang with. I feel like there's one for everybody. Get into it, do some research. Don't give up. Okay, next. Once the main storyline of a show is done, why are we continuing with more seasons? I'm looking at you, Euphoria, 13 Reasons Why, Elite, etc. This goes for movie franchises too. It's okay to end a piece of media, y'all. Rolling eyes emoji. Yeah, I didn't watch season 3 of Euphoria. I had no desire. I had no genuine desire to watch season 3. Once I saw, I did see like the little trailers and the snippets and the cover art.
Pooja, what is this behavior?
And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I heard some troubling things about the way that things ended and people passing away and all this. So I get the gist. I know what took place, and I feel no particular way about it. But I agree with this. I feel like if it's talk about one of the shows that I love and watch and am rewatching right now, Scandal. Okay, there's 7 seasons, 6? 7 seasons of Scandal. Let me look it up because I love this show. I've seen it all. Yes, I was correct the first time. 7. There are 7 seasons of Scandal. Okay, every season matters. Every season matters. Different things connect. New characters are obviously introduced, but it connects to the other characters. It all connects, and there's real character development in a way that makes sense, even if it's off the wall and you like, oh my God, I didn't expect that, but that's good. Keep us on our toes. Shonda Rhimes. If it's elevating and adding to what's already there, then I think that that's cool. But if it's just, you know, y'all taking advantage of the fact that the show is popular and just want to keep it going because coin, I think there's a lack of artistic integrity in that, and I think you should let it die. Let it die, let it die, let it shrivel up. Let it do that. Yeah. Moving on. Romeo is digging on my bed and making a nice comfy spot for himself. I'm sorry, did I interrupt you? Continue. We need more dark-skinned women and girls as main leads in all genres, especially girls, because why are they always relegated to the best friend comic relief? Yeah, I feel like we've had this conversation ad nauseum, so I'm not gonna go on a long rant about it, but the answer is yes. And there are reasons for that too. Black women, oh boy, do they want us to be, they want us to be seen in particular ways consistently. They want it to be reiterated so that you keep us in a certain box in your mind, especially dark-skinned Black women. That's all. Next. If an artist isn't going to put effort into making a short film for their project, they shouldn't even bother. Ooh, you can tell when they feel like a vanity project or just slapped together. Miley's Something Beautiful short film and Ariana's Brighter Days Ahead short film were especially not very good and overhyped.
Everyone is trying to get me. I thought the chicken was lovely.
I did not see Miley's. I reacted to that album. Great album. Love that album. And I saw Ariana's. I'm like, do you want it to be like feature film-esque? I feel like, who else made a film for their album? People been telling me about, I just reacted to the album, Halsey's album, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. I heard that has a movie as well. Yeah, listen, I can have no opinions on this only because I haven't seen enough to have a real opinion about it. I'm like, if it goes with the song, if it's portraying whatever they want to portray for those specific songs, then yeah, it's also no shade. Musicians can be musicians. They don't necessarily have to be creative directors and have all of that put together. I feel like they got enough to have teams and different stuff to help, but as far as like an overall vision, I feel like it's keen to the person. If that person isn't, you want it to be like super artsy fartsy, I'm like, I just want to know. No shade, I'm just like, what are you expecting? I'd like to know about that too. Like, what would you like to see? What do you feel like is missing from the short films, you know? Okay, next. I have to say it, the Hunger Games franchise is mid. You are entitled to your very incorrect opinion, baby. Whoever you are, love you. I'm not arguing this. I love the Hunger Games. I'm so, oh my God, I'm so excited for the movie in November. I cannot wait. Y'all have no clue. If you have not read Sunrise on the Reaping, if you don't know nothing about Hamish's Hunger Games, I cannot wait to see this in film form. I'ma lose it. Y'all not getting a reaction to that. I'm sorry. I'll watch it with y'all, but I'm going to the what? Theater multiple times and seeing that movie, okay? Because I have to. I think the Hunger Games ushered in a lot of young, like YA dystopian style. Without Hunger Games, there would be no Divergent, there would be no Maze Runner, there wouldn't be none of those. Hunger Games kicked it. Hunger Games set it off, okay? Have some respect. Because if you like any of them other dystopian, little series, then thank Hunger Games. Thank them. Thank all of the games. Okay. Period. We need more plus size leading ladies. The main storyline also shouldn't just revolve around her weight or learning to love her body now because a man loves her. I would stand up, but I don't feel like it right now. But I'm gonna clap. Yeah. Heavy on it shouldn't just revolve around her weight. Heavy on she should just be a freaking person navigating life. But realistically, it shouldn't be all about her weight from her standpoint. But if you want to be honest about life, the way that people view people in bigger bodies, her weight is going to play a part in whatever is going on. Not from her vantage point of her being like, oh, I'm big, but people judging her because of her size, very realistic. Men not finding her desirable because of her size, very realistic. I would love for her to brush all of that off though. You feel me? I would love for her to just be like, oh, well, such is life. Because as much as we can call out fat phobia and hold people accountable, it's not going anywhere. That sounds really depressing to say, but I'm just being honest about it. Too many people benefit from it. Too many people need people to kick down. Because as far as society goes, we at the very bottom of the totem pole. The very bottom. You can be anything other than fat. And I don't see that changing in society at large. I feel like I can handle it in my day-to-day life. Ain't nobody gonna be around me being fat phobic and disrespectful and acting a fool. But I'm not holding my breath for the world to develop any sense of real empathy for bigger people. So I feel like as far as a TV show goes, it shouldn't be ignored because we don't live in a fantasy land. It's TV, so if you want to fluff it up, sure. But I'd appreciate that, but with the realistic lived experience of a plus size woman. And her being confident as anything, gorgeous, a fashionista, take care of herself, love on herself, is out, is dating, is doing things talented, different, like, am I pitching myself? I feel like I could carry a TV show. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like don't cast me to be anybody other than myself though. Build the character as me. So I can just be myself and then get on camera. That would be nice. I would love that, oh my gosh. Let's talk. Okay, next. The reason that Black people die first in scary movies is because both the writers and the audience don't want to reveal the truth that in real life, Black people's survival instincts are just sharper and also don't make idiotic decisions in the midst of danger. Like, would you ever take a detour into the woods at midnight after hearing there's a maniac on the run? That's hilarious. Bro, it's like it is ingrained in us, and I feel like that's both, you know, instincts built on trauma and other things, you know, because we've had to navigate life in darker hues. But the fact that any Black person, you see any Black person running, what we running from? I'm running too. I don't care what I was doing. If I see a Black person running that way and I'm walking this way, where are we going? What are you running from? Those instincts. So yes, I agree. That's hilarious, because it's just not realistic. But then again, the media isn't always supposed to be realistic, but it just, you know, it would be on display. It would be on display. The Black person's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going in there. Ghouls and goblins. What do I look like? I'm not, yeah. Yep. Okay. Hollywood and media in general is overly freaked out at this point. Sex scenes have always existed, but it feels excessive now. You can't watch any new movie or series catering to adults without seeing people bump uglies almost every episode. I love that. Shout out to Awkward. If you always need to see butt naked strangers all hot and bothered 24/7 to make a story more interesting or to enjoy watching something, just turn on the Orange app and beat your meat. It's free. Okay, so I feel like that's why certain series that I've heard have come out and different stuff, I think some of them people want me to react to. I have zero desire to watch softcore, bro. I really don't want to. I'm sure there's story up in there, but I'm good. I really am good. I have no desire to see it for real. So I agree with this. I feel like there's tasteful ways of doing it that I've seldom seen. I feel like the last tasteful intimate scene I've seen, was it Red, White, and Blue? It might have been that one or a couple in the latest season of Bridgerton, because yeah, those, I feel like it just wasn't overly, it was nice, and it also felt sweet, you know? Listen, if you ain't in covenant, make it clean. Like, that's the least you could do. Make it like sweet and endearing. I don't want to, I'm cool. I'm like so good. So I feel this. What is that movie that just dropped? Obsession. Everybody has been telling me about Obsession. I'm not the super crazy, I've never gone to the theaters for a horror movie. Let's start there. So I was never gonna be there for that. So I've watched Kenny JD's video. I watched Amanda the Jedi's video on it. So I know everything that happens in the movie. Apparently there's an intimate scene in that movie that is categorically non-consensual. Stuff like that too. I'm just like, some things I understand the purpose of things like that, but sometimes it just feels like things can be implied and we don't necessarily need to see those things on screen. I'm not talking about this movie in particular, but just like that overall, I feel like there's been a lot of lackadaisicalness in the way things like sexual assault have been handled on screen recently. Just in my personal opinion, I'm like, respect needs to be had across the board. So thank you for this take. Okay. Horror is the best genre of film and television. Horror can be a metaphor for quite literally anything, and most horror films / shows convey a phenomenally done and tragic story under the surface while also giving something easily digestible on its surface for people who just want a good scare. Great examples of this are Haunting of Hill House, Hereditary, The Substance, Midsommar, love Midsommar, Barbarian, which I will be reacting to, Weapons, love Weapons, Train to Busan, don't talk to me. Why would you say that? Why would you say the name? I'm having war flashbacks. Why would you say the name? Why would you say that? Okay. And Obsession. Hey, yeah. Loved Haunting of Hill House was heartbreaking and gorgeous. And again, like you said, very meaningful. Lots of things thematically that I don't know why sometimes, depending on the genre, it's easy to glom onto something else deeper in horror, because if you're like me, I'm not looking to get jump scared. I am looking for the deeper meaning. I am paying attention to the acting. I am paying attention to the storyline, the conversations being had. I'm looking for everything except, boom, I don't want that, you know? So I agree with this. Even though it's not my absolute favorite, just because, again, I don't like being scared and feeling fearful, but I do enjoy the common theme across horror that is this, where it's always something purposeful and it's not just gore for gore's sake. You do have a Terrifier. I only saw the first one. I will not be watching any more of those movies. You have stuff like that, but aside from that, The Substance was an excellent film. One of my favorite films. I reacted to that, loved it so much. I reacted to Haunting of Hill House 2 and Blind Manor. Both of those are on my Patreon. Hereditary I watched with my brother, and I was still in my covering my eyes phase, so I might need to watch that again and pay closer attention this time, because I just could not before. I was like, I couldn't do it. But I agree with this. Train to Busan had so much in it. Commentary on capitalism in that movie. I will never forgive that man. Do you hear me? I'll never forgive him. Right, Romeo? Yeah. Never ever. Yeah, I agree. Okay, next. RuPaul's Drag Race is the best competition show. I fell off of Drag Race so bad, bro. What was the last season of Drag Race I watched live? I feel like it might have been Got Mick and Georges and all of them. I feel like that was the last season that I watched live. No, I watched All Stars where, okay, I don't want to spoil it, but Jinx Monsoon, yeah. I feel like that was the last one I watched live, but I don't watch any other competition shows. So like, if Love Island counts, I don't think it does, but everything you have to do on that television show, all the talent you have to display and the amount of time they give you, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And so many seasons later, it's people still going on there that don't sew. I don't feel bad anymore. I can't feel bad anymore. Y'all know y'all need the soul going on that show. What's the excuse? What was the reason? Don't go on Drag Race if you can't sew. I'm sorry, is that a hot take? In 2026, after all of these years, don't go on Drag Race, baby, if you can't sew at least a little bit of something. At least a little bit of something. I can say this because I'm not going on Drag Race. I can't sew anything. You know, I would not go. Take a class, learn a couple of stitches, learn something, and then go. Don't set yourself up like that and then get on camera and be like, well, I don't sew. You knew you was coming. Baby, learn how to sew before you go on Drag Race. Okay, anyway. Love Drag Race though. Next. What? Weapons was sloppy told and not as gaggy as y'all swear it was. Also, Gladys being Woomy at the Oscars was asinine. I loved Weapons. What was sloppy about that to you? What, do you just not like bouncing around storytelling? Because all of the storytelling connected and made perfect sense. What was sloppy about Weapons? Like, wait, I'm confused. Did you watch the movie? I'm not gonna lie, I clocked the twist pretty early just because, I don't know, I'm looking at it from a different lens, and I was like, yeah, so this is Satan, some witchcraft going on up here. Yeah, so I clocked that, but other than that, I thought Weapons was really well done, and I loved the camera work. If anything was gaggy in that movie, it was all of the camera work. The cinematography in Weapons was stupid good. What you talking about, baby? Elaborate. Elaborate. Let us know, because I don't think it was sloppy at all. I wasn't paying. I have zoned out and tuned out award shows for a while now, so I'm not even gonna lie. Gladys was very good and very good in that movie. Woomy could have won for Sinners for sure though. Either one of them, honestly, I do think that she was great in that movie, so I'm not mad that she won, but I get why you feel this way. I get why you feel. If it was anybody else, I would be like, okay now. But she did a good job. Woomy was great as well though, so I appreciate, yes, I understand. Ain't it insane how with the rapid interlinkage of AI in film that even when I watch a movie with chop suey CGI, I feel a warmth in my heart. Like, oh, someone did their best to make it look this way, yeah. It's getting scary. It's been scary, but it's getting scary with the art aspect of AI and now AI acting. Ew. It's getting real Black Mirror. It's been Black Mirror up in here, but I'm concerned for the future. I'm very concerned. Yes, it is nice. Even when I look at like what I would consider to be just butchered like animation, I'm like, somebody did that. Somebody drew it and made it. And you know what? Because we're human beings and human beings are flawed. They're supposed to be flaws. You're supposed to see them because we're people. You just are. So I appreciate that as well. Somebody said, don't put Jacob Elordi, Jenna Ortega, Timothy Chalamet, Sophia Carson, Zoe Dutch, Sydney Sweetie, or Glenn Powell in another project for the next 10 years.
Damn.
We've seen them enough. Please give roles to literally anyone else. I feel bad because like, maybe I have no opinion on this because I don't watch a lot of things that these people are in like that. The last thing I saw with Jacob Elordi in it was Saltburn. Oh my God. Saltburn was a fantastic movie. I don't care what nobody say. That's some of his best. Watch Saltburn. Saltburn was good. I saw Jenna Ortega in the first season of Wednesday, and that's the only season of Wednesday that I watched. And she's very talented, you know. Timothy, I did go see that Marty Supreme movie, and when I tell you I left the theater, I'm not having an anxiety-inducing heart attack because of a movie. That movie was nothing but chaos, and not in a fun way, not in a good way that like I could enjoy. It was just too much and I had to leave. So that's how I feel about that. Sophia Carson, who is that? Was she in Descendants? Is that the same girl I'm thinking about? I don't know. See, I don't know. Zoe Dutch either. Sydney Sweeney. I heard she's done a lot of movies that we have not heard of or seen. Obviously, I only know her from Euphoria. I watched a couple reactions of The Housemaid, which was an interesting movie. It was an interesting film. Yeah, yeah. Glenn Powell is an icon and a legend, and she can rest. She can rest. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at any of this. Okay. I think political correctness has stripped so much from comedy. If something isn't blatantly offensive for the sake of just being mean, people should chill the F out when comedies are a little edgy. I feel like edgy is cool. There's a way, bro. There's a way to be funny without being offensive. We have so many shared life experiences as human beings that I really feel like low-key there's no excuse, like you said, to be just completely offensive. Some people don't like dark humor, and if they don't, I would suggest they stay out of those areas. But there are people who have had very, very sad, very dark life experiences and use comedy to transcend and make it work for them, so they make like some darker type jokes. I'm not mad at stuff like that, but like you said, the blatant stuff, nah dog, like do better. Live life, come back with some new perspective, make it funny. You know, there's a way to do it. I think that being overtly sensitive to sadder type points or whatever, I get, it depends on the person. It depends on the person for sure, but I understand why you feel this way. I think that political correctness has made people a little more aware and understanding that, bro, this is not the 80s. I'm so sorry. Like, making fun of the way that people look and their bodies and different, you know, disabilities and different stuff, unless the person is disabled. Because I saw this girl on TikTok. I wish I remembered her name. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I wish I remember, but she's autistic, and her set crazy. She used obviously her life experience, her vantage point as an autistic person to show like what's funny about life to her. Just the way that she did it was masterful, and I feel like some people would be like, well, this is insensitive. She's autistic. Respectfully, I'm fat. I can talk about living in a bigger body. I do that. So like, I feel like there's pockets, there's different ways you can do it, but I get you. At no point was Nickelodeon ever better than Disney, even in its prime. Victorious, iCarly, Drake and Josh, True Jackson, Sam and Cat were Nick's only good shows. I said what I said, signed a 24-year-old. Okay, that frontal lobe still not fully developed. It's still cooking. It's still cooking. Cause because I'm a 90s baby and I grew up on Disney, I would go back and forth. That's why I'm like, I hear you, but also this doesn't compute. That's your prime of Nickelodeon. My prime of Nickelodeon was, oh my gosh, the rotation that I had. All that into a Rugrats, into a Hey Arnold, into a Wild Thornberries, into a, oh my goodness, into a As Told by Ginger, into a Tyena. That's my Nickelodeon prime. So I can't really argue. In my prime of Disney was obviously my Lizzie McGuire, my That's So Raven, my Kim Possible. You feel me? So we in different spaces, but Nickelodeon was cooking. Do you hear me? Nickelodeon was cooking. High key. Dang, did I watch more Nickelodeon than I watched Disney? I'm not even gonna lie, low key, when I went to Disney, it was that's back when everybody loved Even Stevens. I could not have cared less. I loved Kim Possible, I loved Lizzie McGuire, I loved That's So Raven. I can't even hold you. I lived for kids Disney shows. I lived for an Out of the Box. I live for PBJ and Otters. I live for Bear in the Big Blue House. I'm so sorry. So yeah, I don't know. Dealer's choice. Y'all let me know in the comments, but that was my era. That was like my peak. iCarly was cool. It was, I can't even hold you. Victorious, iCarly, Drake and Josh. It was all a very specific type of Dan Schneider humor that at least on all that, Dan Schneider wasn't the only person creating jokes over there. So sometimes, like, you know, he was really into his feet stuff in that era, and like a lot of different jokes that I just didn't necessarily. What I got from that era of Nickelodeon, what I took away from it, high key, Crazy Steve. That's all I got for you. That's all I got. Jerry Trainer is all that I have for you. Respectfully. And Sam's Buttersock. And bro that was walking around with the bagels on a stick. And Beck, who ain't never do nothing on Victorious. That's all I got for you. That's all I got. Let me know. I'm so curious. Okay. Ooh, Barbie, the 2023 movie, is the epitome of white feminism and is overrated, although not a bad movie. I watched Barbie twice. I thought it was very cut and dry. I thought it was well done and it was cute and very digestible. So, you know, very direct, not a whole lot of levels to it. I enjoyed the monologue that America Ferrera gave about being a woman. If you tagged black women onto that monologue would have been 3 times as long. So I appreciate this a lot. And I get it. I thought it was a cute movie though. I'm like, when at the end she was at the gynecologist, I was like, right. I'm not completely upset with this take though. Okay. Next. Death Becomes Her plus Black Swan equals The Substance. Oh, I never get to talk about Black Swan, but Black Swan is one of my absolute favorite movies that's ever been created. And I told you earlier, I was like, I like Death Becomes Her, but Black Swan, we watched that in high school in my film class, and it stuck with me immediately. It was people in there falling asleep watching that movie. They didn't get it. I got it, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so. It made me feel the same way movies like Whiplash made me feel, where it's like, it's so dark and so honest and so many different things happening in that movie. If you've never seen Black Swan, that might be my favorite Natalie Portman movie. I ain't gonna hold you. That might be my favorite movie of hers. It's gorgeous and heartbreaking, and I love the way that it's shot. Love Black Swan, but yes, this is a very, very astute take. I agree. The Substance, ageism, beauty, yeah, perfection, yeah. Excellent observations. I need the damaged Stranger Chops. Stranger Chops? Okay, Stranger Chops is insane. has done to film posters to be undone yesteryear. Why is every damn body on the damn poster? Like, congrats to the minor cast members for securing a role, but you are not significant enough to make the poster. It also doesn't communicate the theme or emotion the film sets out to make you feel well at all. Like, what feeling is seeing 3 cheese and smiles, 8 people scowls, and 2 randos in the back turned around supposed to entice? So, you hated the Euphoria poster? That baby hated that poster. Oh my God. There's a lack of creativity going around in regards to that. I see that. Yeah, it's just like, it's the style. You know, fads come and go. They'll get past it eventually. I'm screaming. That baby is pissed. Okay. Sam Levinson should have been blacklisted from the industry since Malcolm and Marie, let alone The Idol. He's arguably at the same level of trifling creepy guy as the other resident creep and slur sayer, Quentin Tarantino. Wow. I am not a huge fan of Sam Levinson, but I will say this. Malcolm and Marie, I understand that this is also, it might not be like for theater people either. I'm used to a lot of talking. I'm used to long monologues. I'm used to that style of storytelling, so I loved that movie. That's some of Zendaya's best acting. I don't care what anybody says. If you have not seen Malcolm and Marie, it might not be for you. The style of it, it's literally a play in a movie. It's a play. It is a very, it gives black box theater. Like, if you know, you know. That's what that movie gives to me. And I really liked it. I really liked Malcolm and Marie. Zendaya tore that role, and Denzel's son did very well also. I love that movie. Also, Django is one of my favorite movies ever, so I can't really say anything. Quentin do like throwing the N-word in there though. He enjoys that. He does. And Django set the tone and the space and the opportunity for the slur to be said many times. But yeah, Sam, it feels bad saying that you can see people are limited in certain areas, and his writing on Euphoria for Rue specifically was always great in my opinion. I don't know about season 3. Don't shoot me. I don't know about season 3, but the writing and the storytelling for Rue I thought was very, very well done in that first season. Like, I feel like when he know what he talking about, or he has experienced it closely, it makes for good writing. But he butchered so many characters in Euphoria, it's nuts. I watched 2 episodes of The Idol, and then after that, I watched everybody else's reactions to it because I just could not without somebody else's commentary. What even was that show, bro? What was that show? And then you get on Twitter and see people talking about the old writer and director of the show, and she had just the polar opposite ideas for the characters and building the main girl in actual life and background and like just all of these. It was like a completely different show. I'm just like, how did we get stuck with what we got stuck with? It still blows my mind. Yeah, he could take a break. You know, he could take a break for a while, for a very long time, you know, and go live some more life too, and maybe come back with some fresh perspective, maybe. But I feel like the damage is done and people are going to hate him forever. Forever. Next. Anime oftentimes has a lot more to offer than the West when it comes to creativity and compelling stories, but no one wants to watch it because it's animated and therefore it's automatically for children. I've heard that take, but I've also heard it be because people don't like subtitles, dog. People don't like reading and watching. I feel like that's a whole thing that's happening now, is media, specifically in the West and specifically on Netflix, shows being created and written as if people are not sitting down and actually paying attention to the screen. There's a lot of dialogue that's like, well, now we're gonna go here and now we're gonna do that. And now, like, it's basically you're giving visual cues in the dialogue because everybody on their phone and watching TV at the same time. When you're watching anime, which I love because ADHD, I have multiple things I can pay attention to, and I love subtitles. I love reading and watching. I don't miss anything. So if somebody don't speak Japanese, And they want also, some dubs just don't be good and the show is better with subtitles. I see people complaining about that more than anything, but I get how people immediately are like, oh, animated for kids, which is just unintelligent. But yeah, I think that the storytelling in anime is cool. I've gotten into a little bit more of it on my own, even though I'm reacting to Hunter x Hunter, and we will finish. We gonna finish it. We creeping through it, but we're gonna finish it. And then after that, I'm gonna watch Attack on Titan. So, should be fun. Okay, anytime there is a new original animated Disney film, it's always computer generated and the characters all have bean mouth. What? I am sick of the bean mouth art style in all the movies. It was cute in Turning Red, but that's it. Also, all of the new Disney female protagonists, starting with Anna from Frozen, have that same, I'm not like other girls, I'm so quirky and awkward personality. Shout out. I'm stuck on bean mouth. Bean mouth is hilarious because I see it in my head and I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh my God. Bean mouth. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's in show, like in stuff that's not Disney related to. That style of protagonist for women is very popular. Very popular. I'm not, I'm different. I don't want to wear, she likes dresses. I like pants. We're different. All of that type of stuff. Yeah, it's tired. It can get a little tired. I want more whimsy. I feel like that's a hot word right now, but it's true. I have always been whimsical, black girly. I feel like we need more stuff like that of all ages, because whimsy doesn't have a freaking age. And I'm tired of y'all running around telling women in their 40s that they can't wear heart-shaped earrings because they're too old. You're ageist and you're dumb. Let women have a good time. Let women be whimsical. At every single age, let women have whimsy. Thanks. Next. Ariana did a good job in Wicked and Wicked for Good, but her performance was not Oscar nomination worthy. Oh, who was that the year that Amelia Perez won? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Ariana getting nominated. I wouldn't have been mad if she won either, because Amelia Perez should not have. Was that the same year that The Substance was up to? I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember the 2025 Oscar noms, but I think that she did a great job in Wicked. I feel like, and everybody said I would. I love the first movie better than the second one. I love the music in the first movie better than the second one. In the second one, I walked away with, what did I walk away with? Besides the title song, besides For Good, I walked away with the song with her and Fierro. That one was cute. And then, see, I'm blanking already. The one where she was in the castle with the monkeys, that one. Lord, my brain. You feel me? That movie came and went in my head. No shade. But a lot of people said the second act of Wicked has always come second to the first act. Like the first act is the one that everybody's like, about. In the second act, people are just like, yeah, it's the second act. So I think she did a great job. I think she did a great job as Miss Galinda. If Amelia Perez won, dog, like, please. Please! Moving on. Okay. Oh, this person got parts to theirs. Hold on. Number 1, as much as I love Girlfriends, Joan was the worst friend in the show. Valid. Number 2, Parker's was better than Moesha. Valid. Oh, you said the quiet part out loud. Valid. Valid. 3, lastly, Half and Half has the best theme song of an early 2000s show. You can make it a full song and it will be a banger. I did not watch Half and Half. Ooh, am I gonna get dragged? I didn't watch Half and Half. I didn't watch Girlfriends until I was older either. I watched the Parkers as it was airing because everyone said that I looked like Monique, because plus size black woman, I look like Monique. So I watched the show and I loved it. It was like, I mean, Nikki Parker. Listen, Nikki Parker was fly and always had her hair done, always had on a cute fit. I hate how desperate they made her for that man that looked just all right. I hated the ending. Okay, Parker's was good. I hated that ending, dog. I hated the fact that she's found somebody who truly loved and valued her and then left him for that man. No, yuck. Oh my God, I hated the ending. And I hated the ending of Moesha. I didn't even watch Moesha like consecutively like that. I just saw episodes here and there, but I know what happened at the end and yuck. Why? Anyway, P.S. Moesha's dad was the worst TV dad. Why they did that to him though? They did that to him and I still want to know why. Cause it literally made no sense and I was so aggravated. You know what? What I feel like is, and obviously we know how we feel about him. All of that aside, what the Cosby Show did in regards to the way that America viewed the black family dynamic, I feel like they were trying to dismantle everything that did after the fact. Am I making sense? Parents who are doctors and lawyers and full together family, no infidelity, no nothing crazy going on. Obviously it still had their issues and stuff, but it painted black families in a very wonderful light. And I feel like Moesha was another show that was doing that and they just pissed all over it. They just pissed all over it. And I was so irritated by that. I was so annoyed. And I wasn't even that invested in Moesha as a show. When I found out, I was like, why would they do that? Why would the writers do that? It never made any sense. It never made any sense. Okay, moving along. Euphoria was never a good show and it just got worse as it progressed. And the stars it has spawned, minus Zendaya, are extremely overrated. The first season of Euphoria was jarring, but the second season, was it episode 6? Whatever episode, y'all know what episode I'm talking about. That was some of Zendaya's best acting as well. Oh my gosh, so emotional and so good. I think Euphoria had its ups and downs. I don't think it was completely horrible. I think they could have aged them up. You know, it definitely could have been set in college, but then it wouldn't have been as shock and awe-inducing as high schoolers dealing with all of that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm not mad at people who are like, it was always cheeks. You know, I heard that season 3 was, that they wasn't gonna get a season 4 if they wanted one. You feel me? I heard it was very bad. Very, very bad. Okay, next. Your lack of a reaction to a movie does not make it bad. It's simply the movie not matching your preferred taste. Valid. I feel like that, especially in my line of work, we know why people want to watch reactions, bro. We're not daft. People enjoy, especially when they enjoy the media, they're watching and searching for people who also enjoy it. Nobody wants to see people pissing on something they enjoy. You know, like there are people who enjoy specific creators. Praise the Lord, I'm so grateful for my community. And y'all just care what I think about something, whether I like it or not, that's cool. But people who hop in my comments are like, you're so wrong because she worked so hard for this. She's been working since 1988. And oh my God, this is her best film ever. You just pissed on you. Oh my God, it was so good and you're just dumb. You can enjoy the movie, baby. And I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't for me. That's okay. We have different things that we enjoy. Take a breath. We have different things that we enjoy, and that's all right. I think when people start staking their life on what other people enjoy or don't enjoy, that's a you problem, baby. You can fix that. Cut it off. You can cut me off right now. Cut it off. I'm not. I had to get that out. I've been holding that in because I'm like, baby, it's not that deep. It's never been that deep. I am but a person with thoughts and feelings, and I'm sharing them on the World Wide Web. But you can still enjoy something that other people do not. It's all right. It is okay. Ooh, we're coming up on the last ones, you guys. Okay, speed run of some Avatar takes. Got it. Why is there not a single black person in their world? Okay, Katara should have booed up with Zuko. You know, I used to feel like that. I might still feel like that. Okay, Kyoshi is the best Avatar. Speak what's true. My girl never played. I picked my name aptly. She never played with nobody. Read her book, okay? Get into it. Yes, Korra would whoop Aang like he owed her money without trying. That's an interesting take. I like Cora. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was irritated and irked with her for a little bit. I need to rewatch. Gotta rewatch. I enjoyed her though. And yeah, she was older and Aang was a little goofy, you know, so I'd like to see them in a 1v1. I feel like you're sleeping on Aang a little bit though. Just sleeping on him just a little bit. Cora's fire though. Cora's dope. Katara and Cora slander is so forced because they could easily drown all y'all if they wanted to. Bro, she almost jacked everything up. And I feel like people keep forgetting that. Yes, there is some bias and some judgment because she's a woman. Yes, all of that is valid, but listen to me. She almost jacked everything up. Are y'all gonna keep ignoring that? That mama almost the spirit world? Like, can we, that's a valid take. That's a valid reason to be like, all right, girl. You can't take that, you can't erase that from the zeitgeist. Like, she almost jacked everything up. She is still great and she was dealing with a lot, but she almost, okay? And Aang is bi. All right, okay, moving along. Okay, there is so much fresh and undiscovered talent in the world, so I want all of these live action adaptations and unnecessary sequels to stop, have some creativity, and stop pandering to the sad millennials with cash-grabbing nostalgia bait. I still have not seen Devil Wears Prada 2 in theaters. I haven't seen it at all. I don't know if I want to watch it, because why? The ending of that movie was so perfect. I don't think that it needed a second one. I feel like people just wanted to see the characters again. And I can already picture it. Tell me if I'm missing anything. Devil Wears Prada 2, in my head, this is how it goes. There's lots of references to the first one, like remember this, remember this, remember that, remember that. They give Nigel a partner. Andy and Miranda have their little tit for tat. Emily comes back and they have their little tit for tat and try to work together and do something. It just doesn't, I'm like, why, bro? I feel like the first movie is so iconic. Unless they fix like the whole central focus of fat phobia in the first one, in the second movie, that would be nice, you know, less ED core things going on. Like in the first movie, that'd be cool. But I didn't need a Devil Wears Prada 2, so I don't want to see it because I don't want to ruin the first one. It's because the present right now feels very bleak. And people want to remember times that were not as bad. So, and a lot of that is media. A lot of that is old movies and TV shows. And, you know, that's why there's so many reboots. There's going to be a Different World reboot happening on Netflix soon this year that I'm low-key interested in seeing how it goes because so much of the original cast is involved. Debbie Allen is one of the directors. And I'm like, okay, I just want to see how it is. But there's reasons for that. Economical, emotional, different reasons. People are longing for a time that is not this one. You know, modern day fascism and different things happening. Like, yeah, so people want to experience old times, but I do agree. There's been a lot of cool original stuff that's come out. Sinners, Obsession, everybody been talking about is like an original concept. A lot of people, The Substance. Yeah, a lot of people are creating original things, and I do think that we should continue with that. There's a lot that you can play off of right now in society in general and really get some of our feelings out via art because that's what we're supposed to do. So yes, find the talented people who know what they're doing and fund their scripts, fund their ideas and things. I agree. Okay, this is the last take. Right! Tyler Perry is a closeted conservative gay man who hates black people. Words? I've been trying to figure out this entire time why Tyler Perry has a show called Sisters and Divorced Sisters, and nobody on the writing team is a black woman. So he's just writing his perspective, his ideas of what black women go through. And I'm just like, what? Hire people who live and know what's going on. I feel, and this, obviously, I do not know this to be fact, but it's just from all the things that I've seen from Tyler Perry. He seems a little narcissistic. He seems a little like he has to do everything himself and like the writing, the wigs. Only good wig is Medea's. Everybody else chop it. Yeah, it's just, I'm like, why? Why don't you want a good writer's room? Why don't you want like why don't you have any proteges? That's another thing. Even with like the best writers and like creators, producers, directors, like they're always using what they know and what they've learned to bring up people behind them, like mentor younger directors, younger producers, like all this. Why don't you have no proteges? Why don't you have anybody studying under you? Why aren't you footing the bill with all of the money in the world that you have, footing the bill of other younger Black creators with the studio that you have built in Georgia? There are so many talented, so many capable Black writers actors, producers that have original, different ideas that they just need somebody, listen, fund them, support them, open up your resources that you create, or you just create all of that for yourself. Yeah, that's my notes. I'm like, and because my grandmama is from Augusta, and my mama's from Georgia, you can't hear that in my dialect as well. My grandma's always telling me I need to audition for something Tyler Perry related. I'm like, not if he the only person writing, dog. No, I'm cool. I'm so good. Okay, that wasn't that bad. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Some little spicy takes. I agreed with more than I disagreed with. So yeah. Thank you guys. Again, let me know. I kind of enjoy these. Let's see what else y'all have and you want to release. You know, any ideas, me and my team will be looking, scouting the comments for the next one. But if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Come join us. Come be a warrior. Come join my Patreon if you'd like, so you can put in and share your thoughts in the next one. Okay? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.